Oh boy. What a rally from both players.
SENURA Silva, yes, he's making quite a name for himself in Major League Table Tennis. I personally think that role models are really important, but just saying, hey, I like his game or he's a cool guy, it doesn't really help you improve. What actually helps is if there's specific aspects of his game that you can practice and you can copy. These 6 things that we're going to be talking about today are not naturally born given talents. These are things that he actually developed through training. So we're going to talk about the 6 things that I want for you to copy that SENURA Silva is doing right now. The first one is that his default position is slightly lower than most players with his racket slightly higher. This helps him to become more consistent and more solid than a lot of other players, especially on defense. Okay, so his ready position is slightly lower, racket is a little bit higher. So with a racket higher on defense, that gives you a shorter distance to get to your destination. So say, for example, they give you a strong kind of loop out to the wide forehand or backhand. If your position is down here, the distance to get all the way to here is going to be further, right? So with his racket a little bit higher, he's able to reach this ball and this ball a lot faster. So when he makes some amazing blocks or kind of loops, you think, wow, that was a lucky shot. It actually wasn't a lucky shot. His racket was closer in proximity to where the ball is than a lot of people whose default mode is down. The second thing is that instead of just moving, he actually focuses on positioning. So, oftentimes there's a secondary jump to really be able to find the inside of the ball. Say, for example, if the ball is here, and if I move, that's one thing. But if I actually find the ideal position, now I have options where I'm going to hit. This applies to short game, half long game, kind of looping rallies, everything. If you can learn to find the inside of the ball, you really have options as to where you're going. So instead of just thinking about developing his footwork, SENURA talks about developing his positioning. And this is an extra level of detail. The third one, and this one right here, is actually the most critical one for SENURA, is that he sees the difference in the depth. See, a lot of players, they focus on surprise to the backhand, surprise to the forehand, surprise to the middle, and they see the ball going this way, where actually SENURA is able to see the difference in the depth. This is a big game changer for serve return. This is a big game changer for third ball attack, fifth ball attack. This is a big game changer when he serves long or pushes long and they make a spinny opening loop. If he can see the difference in the depth, he can adjust accordingly. You hear a lot of players, a lot of coaches, a lot of parents even talk about the importance of timing. Well, your timing is never going to be good unless you see the depth. That's something that he practices specifically, and you too can practice. I would highly recommend doing it with serve return and also do it with Power Pong robot training. Once you can learn to see the depth, it makes a big difference. Let me give you an example. If I serve short top spin hook serve, and you push a little bit of a floater, if the ball is here, where does my positioning need to be? My positioning needs to be here in order to be able to hit. What if it's here? Then I need to be positioned more here. What if it's here and I want to use backhand? Then I have to be able to position myself here. But if I don't clearly see the depth, then I'm not going to be nearly as explosive on my shot. Same thing on serve return. Same thing on counter loop. Same thing on everything. So if you really want to have ideal timing, instead of just talking about timing, develop the skill of actually being able to see where the ball hits on the depth. The fourth thing that SENURA does really well is he has the mindset to move in. Almost everybody has a specific line that they like to play. They like to play at this distance, or they like to play at this distance. And guess what? SENURA has his preferred line as well, but he doesn't just stay on the line. He stays on the line with the mindset to move forward. The mindset to move forward, what does that allow you to do? Well, it allows you to return nets and edges better. It allows you to be more adjustable for weird shots. And more importantly, when you hit a good shot and the guy loses the timing and gives you a weaker one here, it gives you the opportunity to capitalize on the weak shot from the opponent. Let's say, for example, I prefer to play 4 feet from the table and I'm just back here spinning, and then the guy hits the ball here. If I don't have the mindset to move forward, what do? I let the ball drop and I just spin it on. If I had the mindset to move forward and that one comes, guess what? It's easy for me to step in because I was already looking to move in. And that's really, that should be the mindset for everybody, is to have an adjustable mindset, but have the mindset that you're looking for the opportunity to really move forward. Number 5 is SENURA trust his rallies. See, that's a temptation for a lot of players. A lot of players that have explosive, dangerous shots is they become so obsessed with their explosive shot that they forget about the consistency. A number of years ago, there was an online discussion with coaches about what's more important to develop. Is it more important to develop a very, very stable player that's very, very consistent, or a very explosive player that has really a big cannon? The answer is really both. You want to develop the player that has the strong shot, but you also, with this player, you want to develop the mindset that they can rally longer. If you have the mindset that you have the ability to be more adjustable and rally longer, guess what? You're going to make better decisions. Guess what? You're not going to overplay it. Guess what? You're going to win some points just from the opponent's errors, because here you are being steady Eddie, and here the other guy is overreacting because he feels this self-inflicted pressure that he has to finish early. So if you really have the mindset that I can rally longer, I can be more adjustable, you're going to make better decisions. Instead of forcing it on the 5th ball or 7th ball, you might work the point longer and longer and longer. And the last thing, this is the final thing that SENURA does really, really well, is he has a similar mindset in practice as match play, and a similar mindset in match play as practice. And that should really be your goal this year as well, is if your practice looks totally different from your matches, sometimes it's not that you're mentally weak, sometimes it's just you're practicing in the wrong way. And when you play matches, if it looks totally different from your practice, maybe you're putting too much pressure on yourself that you must win. Instead of saying I must win, say I need to perform. Say I want to go out there and use the skills as I've practiced. So make adjustments in your training to make it more match-like. And then take off the self-inflicted pressure that you have to go out there and destroy your opponent, and just act a little bit more like it's a training session. You're not there to win, you're there to just perform. Perform as if you had practiced. I really think that role models are important. Why are role models important? Because it gives us a vivid picture of really what we want our game to look like 6 months, 12 months, 24 months from now. But it's not just having role models in general, but being as specific as possible with each role model and say, these are the specific things that I want to copy. And in addition to that, how am I going to change my practice? How am I going to structure my Power Pong robot training so that I can simulate those types of things? So before I let you go here, I'm just going to walk real quickly through these 6 things and tell you how it relates to Power Pong robot training. So set up 2-ball, 3-ball, and 4-ball drills. Really focus every drill at being able to get lower and get your hand higher. Between shots, whether it be between forehand, keep your hand up. Don't allow your hand to go down. Even backhand, even short game. You come in here and flip, keep your hand a little bit higher. As far as the positioning with Power Pong robot training, be detailed to take that extra step to really be able to find the inside of the ball. With Power Pong robot training, set up drills. Maybe it's a serve return drill. It gives you short or half long, and be very, very conscious of the depth to be able to find, oh, the timing is here and I hit, or the timing is here and then I hit. So set up drills to be able to measure the depth. Set up drills that you have the mindset to move in. Have it shoot random and then occasionally go short. So you're back here, back here, back here, and occasionally it goes short and then you move back. What else do you need to be able to do? You need to be able to have longer rallies with the robot, but gain speed. And then when you get to match play, hold on to that level of confidence. And in practice, with Power Pong robot training, this is the most important thing I say all day. Have the mindset that you're playing a real opponent. Picture your rival over there playing against you with the robot, and think about the shots, the quality, the location, and the response that you would have against your rival. If you do that hour for hour, you're going to get a lot more out of Power Pong robot training. I'm Samson Davina. Thanks for watching. If you're seeing this video on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and make sure you definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the bell for more notifications. I'll see you soon.
Oh.
Well placed, every opening loop away from a counterattack.
Oh boy. What a rally from both players.
Looked like they were doing a counter looping drill. Pinto always living on the forehand.